Welcome to another episode of Building Iconic Brands. Today, I want to share with you a story of how a woman in her 30s was frustrated with her job and felt that she wanted more time freedom. And so she went on to start her own business. And from the business that she started, she wrote a best-selling book and built a $120 million business. That's the story of Amy Porterfield. Amy was originally working as a content producer at Tony Robbins. Along with Tony and his team, she used to work with him to create content for Tony's workshops, seminars, and courses. In addition, she would also travel the world with Tony Robbins and the entire team for various events that Tony conducted. But while she did all of this, and while it was all inspiring, she felt frustrated on the inside because she didn't have freedom over her time. Her revelation came when she was attending a mastermind that Tony was conducting for a group of online business owners. All these online business owners happened to have complete freedom over their time. They didn't have a boss and they were making money from wherever they wanted. And this gave Amy her inspiration. So she wanted to start her own online business and she was thinking, what could she do? A few weeks went by and one day she decided to go in and give her notice. And she started out by becoming a social media manager. As a social media manager, back then in 2009, Facebook was the Wild West. She started offering social media management services to clients. And then for the first 2 years, as she worked with various clients, she realized that it wasn't going to make her money. Although it made her decent money, she felt that she had just traded herself from her old job to another job, which was even more frustrating. She realized that she couldn't trade time for money any longer and she needed to pivot. And that's when she launched her first online course. And this online course was called FB Influence or Facebook Influence, where she taught business owners on how to leverage Facebook as a media platform to create more influence for their businesses. This initial course that she launched made her a few sales, and it gave her the lesson that she can teach once and impact hundreds and thousands of people. But the problem with this course was, number one, she was limited on the platform Facebook. The material that she taught in the course didn't work. So when Facebook changed its algorithm, the material that she taught in the course didn't work. And then she also realized that she couldn't be known as the Facebook girl because, again, that would make her a platform dependent person. And so she launched her digital course academy sometime later. And the digital course academy, she taught other people how to build an online business selling courses. Now, this was an authentic course that Amy created, which went out to ordinary people. Back then, there were other course creators who were teaching people about how to build an online business selling courses, but they would speak to marketing geniuses and wizards. Nobody would teach to an everyday person. Amy attracted ordinary people who wanted to build their own online business. Stay-at-home moms, wedding photographers, chefs. All these ordinary people were attracted by Amy's authenticity. And this caused her to sell more of that course. And now that digital course academy that she originally launched has sold to over 50,000 people. So she repeatedly scaled just this course by just growing her audience, which is her list, through the help of more social media content, some paid ads, and working with joint venture partners and affiliates. So one recent insight that Amy shared in one of her interviews is that she worked with single-minded focus on the direction of her business. You see, many business owners, what they do is they chase around as to what is the next shiny object. They jump from this object to the other. That's what happens. And when you're starting from scratch every single time, you lose momentum and then you're not able to grow the business. Amy, on the other hand, she realized that the digital course academy worked and she decided to put all her efforts towards scaling the digital course academy. A few years later, she wrote a book called The 2 Weeks Notice, which became a New York Times bestseller on how anyone can quit their own job and then start their business and build a business that they love, which they can scale. So what are some lessons that we can learn from Amy Porterfield's journey on how we can build our own iconic brand? So the first thing that Amy did was she was incredibly authentic with her content. So at that point of time, there were a lot of marketing experts who would teach the next greatest technique or the next greatest hack on how to make money online. but Amy was incredibly authentic. I will teach you to start your own online course and then make money off that online course. And then she created content for an ordinary audience. She didn't speak to marketing experts. She spoke to everyday people like you and me. And this in turn helped her gain more traction. The second insight that we can learn from Amy is that she showed up consistently. So Amy had this routine for several years where she recorded a podcast and then she would send that podcast out to her email list on the exact same day with the link and telling them that this is the podcast that she released and this is why her audience should listen to it. The 3 things that they will learn from this. And she did this consistently. So coming back to you, think about how you can be consistent in your business. So look back at Amy. Amy was consistent all through the years. So think about, when you show up consistently with authenticity, your audience begins to expect you and they begin to respect you for that. And this in turn leads to a lot of traction, like a snowball effect. So think about how you can be consistent. So the third lesson that we can learn from Amy is to prioritize building your own list. You see, you may be on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram or YouTube, but you're always at the mercy of these platforms. So Amy, on the other hand, even though she used Facebook to gain a lot of leverage, she quickly realized that Facebook is not the only way. And she started building her own list. And as the list grew more and more, she was able to transfer the audiences from the list to her social media following. So think about how you can build your own list and be consistent at it. Create a valuable lead magnet that you can offer to your audience. Get that email from people and then start to build your list. So go back to your own business and apply these 3 lessons. First, create authentic content that your audience will love. Second, post consistently for your audience. Show up consistently. Third, build your own online list. Now, you may not be able to build a $120 million brand like Amy, but you can still start and build an iconic brand that your audience will remember. If you found this piece of content valuable, kindly like, share, and subscribe.